Okay, in this video, 6.7, we're going to be talking about inverse relations and functions. So whenever I'm talking about inverses, we are going to be flipping our x and y. So originally we have x, y, and then we just flip-flop them to get my inverse. So if I look at my set of points, here's my x column, my y column. Okay, the inverse of it, we took all of my x's and put them in y's, all of my y's and put them in x's. So we just flip-flop them to get your inverse. You flip your x and y. Okay, so if we were to graph it, 0, -1, I don't go left or right, but I go down 1. My next one, 2, 0, I go right 2. Remember, you always go left or right and then up or down. 3, 2, I go right 3, up 2. And then 4, 3, I go right 4. And up 3. Okay, so there is my original. And then inverse, you flip-flop your x's and y's, okay? So my inverse I'm going to do in the green. So I go left 1, 0, 2, I don't go left or right, but I go up 2. 2, 3, I go right 2, up 3. And 3, 4, I go right 3, up 4. Okay, so you can see that they're kind of mirrors of each other. Okay, so I said we flip our x and y. So what I'm going to do is flip my x and y. The only thing you are interchanging is x and y. Don't change any of the numbers around, okay? But we're trying to find an equation that I could graph. So I need to get it into y equals mx plus b in case I want to graph it. So first, I need to add 1. We're trying to get y by itself. So now I have x plus 1. Remember, we can't combine them because x and 1 are two very different things. Opposite of squaring is square rooting. So it just becomes y and then the square root of x plus 1. Okay, so we're going to interchange them. And remember, you're only interchanging your x and y. So we flip-flop these and then solve for y equals mx plus b. So we're going to subtract 8. So I got 2y equals x minus 8. Divide everything by 2 to get y equals x over 2 minus 4. Okay? Another way of looking at inverse is this notation here where it's to the -1 power. Okay, so if I ever show you f to the -1, you're finding the inverse. Remember, f of x means the same thing as y because we're just talking about this function. Okay, so for us to do the inverse, we're going to flip-flop them and then we're going to solve. I cannot add 2 right now because of that square root, so to get rid of the square root, we're going to square both sides. So now these cancel. I have y minus 2 equals x squared. We're going to add 2 to get y equals x squared plus 2. So whenever you see an f of x, you can change it to a y. And just remember, f to the -1 is still talking about the inverse. Okay, so we're going to flip-flop them, x, y. To get y by itself, we're going to add 16. So I got 4y equals x plus 16. Divide everything by 4 to get y equals x over 4 plus 4. Okay, graph the inverse of the relation. Okay, so let's say I give you this graph or you have to graph something. Remember, you can always look at the table value to be able to flip your x and y. So I'm going to create the table value. You could also find the table value if I give you the equation on your graphing calculator, in which case you'd press second and then look for the button that says table and it will give you your table markings, okay? So if I'm making the table of this point here is -2, 6, and then we have -1, 3, and then 0, 2, and then we have 1, 3, and 2, 6. So for me to graph my inverse, we're flipping our x's and y's. So this is going to be my inverse one. So I have 6, 3, 2, 3, 6, and then -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So I go right 6, down 2. Right 3, down 1. Right 2, and then we stay there. Right 3, up 1, and then right 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 2, 1, 2. So it looks something like this. And then I will show you, given the equation, how to graph these in the next lesson.